Hello, hello. Happy Wine Day. I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous day. We've got our white Meritage. Is it Meritage or Meritage?
Meritage.
I think I was going to say, I feel like I've been taught Meritage, but like I kept hearing Meritage, and I like to be fancy AF and say things like that. So.
I think everybody likes to be fancy and just makes up stuff half the time anyway, so just go for it.
Fair enough. So I'm gonna hop over to my Facebook so I can see a lot when I do the Be Live TV thing. It doesn't show me who's commenting, so I like to actually see people's names and be able to call them out instead of Facebook users. So let me go over there first and pull this up so I can see us.
And I'm drinking. I'm not going to be fancy like Stevie. Sorry, y'all. It's been a rough day. But
tell us about your day
through this wine. So it's been getting better. It's consisted of lots of poop and throw up.
I've only had one glass of this wine.
It's actually really good. So I'm excited that we're talking about White Bordeaux, Bordeaux Blanc, White Meritage, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it White Meritage, you totally can. So, yeah.
Bordeaux Blanc. I've never heard that. I like that.
Yeah, that's the fancy name for it in France, Bordeaux Blanc. So, but basically, White Bordeaux originated in Bordeaux, believe it or not. That's crazy, right? So France names all of their wines after their regions. So a lot of people are familiar with Bordeaux or Red Bordeaux from the France region of Bordeaux, which is a Merlot and Cab blend that T will actually be talking a lot more about next week. So we're not really going to get in that. But the unfamiliar one, which is Bordeaux Blanc, is a Sauvignon Blanc and a Semillon blend. Sometimes it has some muscadel in it. But tonight we are drinking a White Meritage, which is basically the American version of White Bordeaux or Bordeaux Blanc. And Sauvignon Blanc actually originated in Bordeaux, France. So that's kind of a cool fact. And it's older than Cabernet Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon, which is crazy. That means it's super, super old. So, and this is actually a picture of the Bordeaux region. And you can actually see down south is where Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc is really grown. Up higher in the other regions, you're going to have a lot more reds. It's a little bit warmer of a climate there, where it's a little bit cooler towards the south area. So, yeah, basically that's Bordeaux. Sauterne is down. It's I can't point to it. I'm trying to point, but it's all I'm doing is pointing to everybody out there. But basically, Sauterne, they have a lot more of a creamier Bordeaux Blanc that has a higher alcohol content and actually creates a really, 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 really nice dessert wine. So we're not really drinking that today. We're drinking more of a lighter, crisper White Meritage, which is more popular, I guess. You're going to see a lot more of that. It's easier to find, and it's much less expensive. Much less expensive. Lack of sleep, y'all. So, and you're going to find in that, you're going to get a lot of those grassy notes from the wine. So it's going to be similar to what you would think of a typical Sauvignon Blanc. So you're going to get a lot of citrus like lime, some grassy notes, some grapefruit, some lemon, and all of those good things. Maybe a little bit of honey from the Semillon, and then white flowers. So, and that's kind of what I'm finding on this Meritage. Is that what you're getting, T? I mean, I'm halfway in the bottle. And when I pulled it first out of the fridge, it was very muted. But now that it's sat out and gotten to temp a little bit, it's 10 times better. And it has a really high alcohol content.
Woo!
So typically, it's not going to have this high of an alcohol content, but this is 13.5, which is high for white wine. But that's one of the reasons I love our wine, because it gets me tipsier faster.
All right, friends. So, I'm not seeing a whole lot of like people chit-chatting. So show us some love if you're like learning some things. I like talking to Kay, but I would like to talk to you more. So like drop us a little comments, tell us what you're drinking, tell us what's going on in your world. It's Wine Wednesday. So like we're here to have some fun and drink some wine. So I actually have not been drinking this wine all day. I've had other wines today. Which I did want to tell you, like I had this amazing pairing, and I'm mainly telling Kay because I feel like she's like the love of pairings, but there's this place called Novo and like I want to say Sherman Oaks. I don't know. It's like an hour away from me, but I went to this place and I had a bite, like a piece of pizza, and it was like a pizza bianco with like different kinds of cheeses. I want to say it was like ricotta, mozzarella, and some other cheeses and prosciutto on it. And I had that with some granacha, and the amazeballs like thing that happened in my mouth was phenomenal. So if you're ever in that place, and I see Chris is on here. Hi, Chris. It was totally his pizza that I ate a bite of earlier.
I totally wouldn't even think to pair those two things either.
I didn't do it intentionally. It was like Chris was like, "Hey, you want a slice of my pizza?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And like I had a glass of granacha in front of me, so
Chris
I like
never shared his pizza with me. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, I'm the specialist. It's fine.
And because of that, I'm gonna pour a little bit more in my glass.
You deserve it, Mom of the Year. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit more about this. What is it? Somerville Cellars White Meritage. This is what the bottle looks like. And this came in, was it October's Wine Club?
I don't even know what month it is right now.
It literally, like, I'm not gonna lie, my friends. I got home and I texted Kay and I was like, "What does the bottle look like? What are we talking about tonight?" And I'm like running around because if you can't tell, I have an assortment, and I was like, I know it's White Meritage, and I don't know what bottle it is, and I put a random bottle of white in my fridge last night, and it was totally the wrong bottle, and then I happened to find it in a box beside somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure it was October's Wine Club because this month is.
I don't even know what this month is.
We had like 7 wines come out this month, including, and I know Glory's not in it. So there's Joy, which is beautiful for the holidays. I totally drank my Jubilant like last week, so I'm really glad that Joy came out this month. And there's like a Tempranillo
and a Chenin Blanc.
And a Chenin Blanc, and Chenin Blanc is probably like my favorite white. And
they added the Gewürztraminer to it.
And the Gewürztraminer, which is baller, and
that's what we talked about last week, right?
Yeah.
I honestly have no clue what's going on. So if anybody wants to come over here at 3 a.m. and take my kid, I don't think you would take her home with you. Although Diane did say that she was going to do that yesterday. I was like,
well,
I'm okay with it, but I think my husband would have some issues with it.
Oh, what Gail says, no wine yet, but currently drinking hot chocolate with a cream bourbon. And then we're having a special reserve port before bed. You are living your life, right?
Right?
Like living your life, right?
That is freaking awesome. I love all of that. Like, she literally has like the whole night planned. Hot chocolate with some bourbon and then some port before bed. Like, yes. Be my friend for life.
My friend first. My mom's name is Gail, so obviously we have a connection. Spelled differently, but anyways. So getting into this White Meritage or Bordeaux Blanc, because I like to sound fancy. And this is, where are we from? California, 85% Sauvignon Blanc, 15% Semillon. And I feel like we need to like talk about Semillon in like a future Wine 101 because I feel like I don't know a whole lot about it.
Because it's usually used for blends. Like you don't see it on its own very often. If you do, it's going to be in a tiny bottle and it's going to be really high alcohol. And it's going to be delicious with vanilla ice cream. The important thing in life, right? But we can probably totally get into it. I definitely don't think we'll ever have just a single of Semillon.
Yeah.
But who knows? Because Alex surprises us sometimes.
A lot of times.
So
we should try to get Alex on one of these one day. But that's a whole nother conversation. But
maybe when we visit Napa.
So much
early and have the boys join us later.
That'll be good. That'll be good. Send the boys off to drink and we'll do the things. So 13.5% alcohol, as Kay said. Great with Swiss. What is a menthol cheese? I see this sometimes listed and I never know what that means.
What did you just say? Menthol cheese?
Menthol. E-M-M-M-E menthol. I could say wine all day, but cheeses, I'm not a cheesemonger. Got to add that to my list.
I'm not a cheesemonger either, but I guess I've never heard anybody pronounce it because I was like, what is she saying? But it's a creamier cheese.
I've literally, anytime I've done a tasting and it's been listed as a good pairing, I skip it.
It's kind of a little, it's like brie, but it's a little bit harder.
Okay.
A little less creamier, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Okay.
I mean, we can make a trip to
Milk Farm
and try it.
Fun. All right.
With the little one.
And cheddar is also what it goes with. Wait. You want to know a fun fact, a little fun rule that's written on this card? I did not write it down. The rules for Meritage wine states that one varietal cannot exceed 90% of the final blend. For a Bordeaux-style wine like this one, very few varietals can actually be used, primarily Sauvignon Blanc, Muscadel, and Semillon.
And I think you can use Uni Blanc and Colombard.
Uni
Blanc too.
Good to know. All right, so I'm going to get my SATs on, as in standard approach to wine tasting. Talk a little bit here as I throw wine all over myself. We've got, it's pretty pale in color.
Yeah. I'm totally letting you do that, and I'm over here like, what? I'm just gonna drink.
It's very pale. I wouldn't even, I would give it a straw. It doesn't even have, when I tilt it over, you look at not in the center of the glass, but on the rim when you're getting the color definition, and I would still say that it's straw. It's not I feel like sometimes I get a wine that is this color and it's lemon on the on the outside of the viscous. I don't know. I'm trying to say science words. I don't think I'm using the right one, but yeah.
It's almost so on the edge. That's how white it is.
Yeah. Super light. It is, I would say medium intensity in terms of the nose. Mine's still a little bit cold. This is a kind of wine. This is one of those white wines that has a robustness to it that really if you think about a really oaky Chardonnays, I recommend just popping in the fridge 30 minutes or so before opening it up. It doesn't need to be super, super cold. And this wine right here is also one of those white wines that doesn't need to be super cold. So 30 minutes in the fridge is really all you need. So I think mine is a little too cold, but I'm still getting about a medium intensity off of the glass right now in terms of the nose of it.
Mine's been sitting out, and I would agree with that. So
okay,
I think you're good.
Cool beans. I know things. In terms of the aromas that I'm getting, I'd say lemon.
I smell Meyer lemon.
What?
The only reason I know this is literally, for a few reasons, but I literally just bought lemons, and I bought Meyer lemons because they didn't have regular lemons. And Meyer lemons have more of a sweetness or a ripeness to it.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more muted as opposed to when you smell something and you can really smell lemon and it almost makes your mouth water because of the tartness. This doesn't have that.
Okay.
Like it's refreshing. It's like
Sweeter. Okay.
Like the best way to describe it is like usually when you make lemon curd, you make it with Meyer lemons because it doesn't have that tartness where it makes you pucker. It kind of has a nice like creaminess that's really, really good. So like that's what I smell is like it's not so intense. And I think like when people think of Sauvignon Blanc, it's super acidic. Yeah. It's super acidic, but this is more tamed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah.
It's definitely like I feel like very citrusy.
Almost like I smell grapefruit.
Yeah.
Me.
And you?
Yeah.
Mikhail smells grapefruit too.
Yeah. Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah, check it.
You want to smell it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you smell? Do you smell lemon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else do you smell?
I smell wine.
He smells lemon. He says he smells lemon. I'm like, okay.
I'll be watching some PJ Maxx. What's up, Michelle? Michelle, have you smelled a Meyer lemon before?
If you haven't, they're in season right now. Go get one. I'm telling you, the best thing in order to learn different smells is every time you go to the store, pick up a new fruit. Like it just makes it so easy. And if you're running out of fruits, go grab a new jam. And I think like knowing the difference between what a ripe lemon smells like and like unripe lemon and part of that is just trying something new. Mm-hmm. The other thing I tell people, buy a new spice every single time you go to the store. Ooh. One, it helps like up your spice cabinet. But the other thing that's awesome about buying new spices every single time is that like you get to experiment with different things and there's a lot of different spices in wines. So between spices and fruits, it's going to change your whole palate and your smell and your perception of like everything.
I totally did a live, I guess a couple weeks ago where I like literally pulled out all of my spice cabinet and just smelled all the things.
I literally probably need to do that. I probably need to clean out my cabinet because I didn't have paprika the other day. And like, that's like a spice that everybody should have. And like, how do you make eggs Benedict without paprika?
Like doubled eggs, it goes on top of like everything.
Yeah, you're right. Deviled eggs is like another one. Those are like two things that I make all the time. Is deviled eggs and eggs Benedict. And I'm pretty sure they were in the cupboard. I asked my husband to look. Makes a huge difference. No offense to all you guys out there, but you know.
Did you pull out like cayenne pepper?
He's like, I don't think we have it. And I'm like, I swear we do, but you know what? I'm just gonna go buy one.
Yeah. I think our vision is a little bit different and in some ways. There are times where I'm like, can you just look in front of your face? Justin's not home right now, so it's fine. I can talk about it.
Matt's not home either. He was going to be home by 6 in order for me to go live without having to maintain both of the kids. But LA traffic, I'm not even going to get mad at him because of that, you know? So
it's a thing. It's real life. If anyone's ever told you about, like, made the excuse LA traffic, it's real life, friends. All right, so moving on. This is what happens when we've, like, both probably drank, like, 3 glasses of wine before coming live. We get very sidetracked. Yeah. But you know what? It's for our job, y'all. This is what we do for a living. Drink wine.
It's such a rough life.
Someone's got to do it. All right, so moving on to the palette.
I feel like I have things I need to make up for too.
You got a whole 9 months to like make up for it. You got to get your alcohol like levels back up.
More.
This is so easy to go down. I would say this is pretty dry. But like it's got like a smoothness about it. Like I feel like, you know, with a lot of Sauvignon Blancs, when I get them, it's very crisp, refreshing. I like take a sip, but there's like a little bit of like what's the word I'm looking for?
Like weight?
Like there's like a tartness or on my tongue. There's like a little like zing on there that this doesn't have. It's very, very smooth.
Like it has a little bit of heaviness that kind of like mellows that out.
Have an M&M, Mom.
Okay.
We're taking it for the team. That's right.
He's like, she's working. I'm gonna shove candy in her face because I know that she'll give it to me, so I just be quiet. Good move. Good move, kid.
He knows too much.
Ow.
Oh, Mikhail. What else was I gonna say? So
this tastes like it'd be really good with mashed potatoes.
I'm thinking, like, I mean, Thanksgiving in general. I wonder what it'd be like with turkey. Like, I think it's got a good amount, fair amount. It's not like super acidic, but like it's got a fair enough acidity that it would go well with like I think something like the fattiness of like a turkey.
Yeah, I think it would go good with a turkey. I think roasted, anything roasted too.
Mm-hmm. I totally
think, like, you know, vegetables sometimes have a really hard time in pairings.
Yeah.
I think this would go well with like something crazy like artichokes or asparagus, which is really, really hard to pair, but it kind of has that like that greenness behind it, kind of that like earthiness that would work well with those like flavors. So I definitely think that would work with this, which is a hard thing to pair. So
I'm picking up when you put that. I'm like
Mom.
totally thinking vegetables about who is it? There's like a Giada De Laurentiis. She did like a roasted vegetables for Thanksgiving video, I think the other day, and posted it to Facebook. And like I literally like thought of that when I thought about this wine. As far as tannin, it's white wine, no tannin. Alcohol, I'd say like I get a little bit when I first started drinking it, especially like a little bit of a burn in the back. So I'd say like medium on the alcohol. What do you think?
I don't think the alcohol is bad on this.
I don't think it's bad.
I know it's high because I can feel it now that I'm almost finished with the bottle. But it doesn't burn. I mean, it's burning right now, but it's not like, it's not crazy. So I would, medium is good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see Marissa saying, hello, doll. What are you drinking? What are you doing, boo? As far as body, let me take another sip. I'd say medium. In terms, like, I feel like I didn't really describe any of the things as I'm listing them off, and I feel now I have to go back and like kind of talk about it for people that might not know all of the terminology that I'm using. So like we go over appearance, you want to check the color of the wine, and there's kind of like a list of like the appropriate colors that you can use. But I'll say whatever color that like comes to your mind. If you think periwinkle, then say periwinkle. I don't know what wine is periwinkle, but you know that's a whole nother conversation. Intensity is just like how much you can smell the wine out of your glass. And like pronounce is more a good way to like kind of think about this. Pronounce is like if you can hold the glass away from your face and you can smell it, it's pronounced. If it's medium, if you can like get like kind of close to it and you can smell it. And then like light is when you have to like really put your nose all up in the glass to like really get some aromas or get any kind of smell out of that. And then characteristics are kind of self-explanatory, just reminiscent of other things that you've already tried in your life. Sweetness, tip of your tongue. Does it taste like candy or not? It's probably the easiest way. Like, does it remind you of like something super fruity? Fruity is probably not the best way because I feel like people mix up fruit and sweetness a lot. But does it have a sugariness to it? Is probably the best way to do it. Acidity does it make your mouth salivate? Like when you tilt your head forward, does saliva really start like going? Because like that's really a good way to like decide what's it gonna pair with. And great acidity goes great with like fatty things. Tannin is more on a red wine. We'll talk about that. That alcohol is like more of a burn in the back of your throat. And you know, taking a shot of, if everyone's taking a shot of like Everclear, I'm sure in their life, or something, some like high alcohol thing, or like, I mean, taking a shot of Burnett's, or what was that really crappy vodka?
Fireball. I feel like
Fireball.
burn.
That's a good description of the burn.
I feel like everybody's had a shot of Fireball.
I was trying to think of Aristocrat. That's what I was thinking of, like that like super cheap vodka, and like when you take a shot of that, like the burn you feel. Like, I feel like a lot of people have like can relate to that, and that's alcohol. When you're trying to like gauge the alcohol in the wine. Body is viscosity. Sure, I'm gonna say that's the right word. It's like the weight that you feel in your mouth. Does it feel like water, or does it feel like milk when you try it? And then we're moving on to flavor intensity, like how pronounced or light is the flavor in your mouth.
This tastes like it would be really good with Hawaiian food. Maybe it's because I'm hungry.
I want Hawaiian barbecue.
But that's like literally what I thought. Like this would be good with like some tonkatsu. Which I guess is like Japanese, not just Hawaiian, but and like
ramen,
like salad. What?
I'm like, you said tonkatsu, and it made me think of ramen.
Well, like, okay, so tonkatsu is also like a ramen broth, but it's also fried, like pork.
Like pork chashu?
Sure. I don't know. I've never heard it called that. Maybe, or I've heard it like called katsu.
We've all, you know, that's probably what it is, and I just say it wrong. That sounds like a more correct.
Maybe.
I also don't watch my anime in Japanese, so there's that.
I've just never heard it been called that. It doesn't mean that it's wrong.
I mean, I literally just say what I read. Like it says, like I'm like more chashu pork, and they're like, all right, chashu, and they write it down. They don't correct me. I appreciate being corrected. I like to say things right, and Jay's never corrected me either, and he kind of knows Japanese.
Well, one time I went to have sushi, and this was when I was younger, and I was like, can I get some tempura? And the person I was with was like, it's tempura. Okay. It was definitely like one of those moments where you're like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't say ours, but okay. I don't, you know. So every time I go to have like sushi now, I'm like, can I get some tempura? But I feel like you have to say it like that, you know.
I think it's more the inflection that makes it.
Yeah.
Now with sushi,
okay.
Oh my gosh.
But it's entertaining every time.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
There's totally a ramen spot around the corner, and I'm wondering if they have a corkage. Which, if you don't know what corkage is, it is like you can take whatever your own bottle is into a restaurant. So a lot of restaurants actually do allow you to bring in your own wine. It does have to have like the cork still in it. It's not like the wine that you were drinking earlier in the day and you want to like bring it with you. But you can bring it with you, and they'll sometimes have like a charge for it. So some places will do it for free. It's very few and far in between, especially in the bigger cities. But I've seen anywhere from like $10 up to like 30-ish. So there's that. Teaching things, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we're so off today. But it's probably better than last week. So where my grandma's in the background. So
Grandma Julie's great. I love it. She's so fun. How is she? What's she doing?
Not watching this.
Grandma Julie.
She just likes to drink. She doesn't like to learn.
She likes to teach.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
I love my grandma, by the way. Yes, because that came off as I didn't.
Love her. She's amazing. Flavor characteristics. What are we talking about? Palette? Oh, there. We're so far off. I think I get that Meyer lemon that you were talking about. A little honey. There's a little cork in my glass. We don't have time for that. So we're not going to do that. Grapefruit. Just very citrus. I'm very surprised because I was expecting that, like, based off of previous years and what the wine is, the white wine, the Somerville wine that comes in like the November wine club in the past, it's usually something a little bit creamier. I feel like kind of reminiscent of an oak Chardonnay. So this is very more on the crisper side. I'm thinking, feeling like.
I feel like last year's Noblesse wasn't that creamy.
I feel like it was creamier than this though.
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to side by side it.
Do you even have any left?
Noblesse. I have like 2 cases hidden around my house along with the storm. So I'm sure Matt could find a bottle somewhere. It's just hidden. He hides it from me because I get drunk and then I like to share my wine with people and then I get mad. Like, why did I open 3 bottles of Storm? With
that one time you opened so much Deluge. Oh, that was a great night.
Yeah, until I woke up the next morning.
You're like, why did I do that?
So he hid it. He started hiding it after that. But I think we have more Noblesse when we do Storm. So, and it was still available. So
good to know.
We'll do side by side. I think you're doing brunch this weekend.
Ooh. Brunch
or Monday because it's a holiday. It's Veterans Day.
Glory.
And if you don't have Veterans Day off,
I don't think it is.
Your boss is horrible.
And speaking of Veterans Day, so we do have a line of wines called Glory, if you haven't heard of it. And basically, it's pretty awesome. It's paired with this organization called America's Mighty Warriors that does, I feel like it's like random acts of kindness for our like Gold Star families, our veterans, and for every bottle purchased, $2 goes and your name to that organization. That's like my little spiel about it. I feel like Kate could probably have worded it better.
I should be able to word it better, but I think that's like the best description.
Yeah, as a military.
At the end of the day, yeah, I'm a military spouse. But,
yeah, great wines.
Their wines are very American. They're very American wines too. So that Chardonnay actually might be really creamy. Haven't tried it yet though.
Yeah,
Hero's Blend is always awesome. So
Hero's Blend is like my fave. You know, after like a couple of other things. After the Deluge. Finish, I want to say it's like medium. Like it's not.
I would say it's medium plus. It's still on my tongue.
It's on my tongue, but it's not like, I feel like the things that I give that are like a very long finish, I really like can still taste the whole thing in my mouth. But it's just a nice little like light linger in like the back.
Yes, I just ordered Hawaiian food while we're on this.
Postmates, the Popeyes chicken sandwich, don't get in the car.
I didn't Postmates the chicken sandwich earlier. But next week, I am officially taking Postmates off my phone. So
it's dangerous.
It's forcing me to cook.
I appreciate it. I mean, if you need someone to eat, I'm totally down to like show up.
If you come over and watch the baby while I cook, I will totally feed you and send home leftovers to Justin.
Yay! I love it.
Justin's always welcome too, but he just never shows up. So,
well, you know, he like works like, I guess, like a normal person. I don't know, except for Friday. Like if we did things more on Friday, he'd probably show up because he doesn't work on Fridays, or like a Thursday night.
We could do stuff on Thursday nights.
And that's how that is. But yeah, who's still with us? Who's still partying? Woo! Party on, guard.
Maybe I should do brunch on Sunday then, because then we could drink all day.
Yeah, And like Saturday, I have an audition. And yeah, Sunday, I don't think we have anything planned. Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely tell you how this pairs with Hawaiian food, but I have a feeling it's going to go really well. It was amazing with that chicken sandwich. This would go awesome with nachos because it's National Nacho Day. Thank you, Asia, for letting us know that.
National Nacho Day. Ooh, I don't know. We have like
nothing crazy. I was going to make nachos, but I literally have short ribs still braising, and it's just not going to finish in time. So I'm going to have to National Nacho Day it tomorrow.
I'm wondering. We have like a tilapia recipe from our HelloFresh, and I don't know what's underneath. I don't remember. I feel like it's like a vegetarian.
You can totally make tilapia nachos.
It's like fried tilapia. It looks like some sort of green thing and like maybe rice on the side. But now I want nachos or like Korean barbecue.
Great. This will go well with Korean barbecue too.
I'm like, but the bottle's already open. How do I work this out? How do I get like quarters Korean barbecue and this wine? Maybe I just like stuff it in a flask and go.
Well, yeah, because California corkage. Or you can bring an open bottle and just pay the corkage.
Yeah.
And then take the cork out. I mean, what, you can't Postmates it? We don't leave our house, because we have kids, so.
I don't know, like Korean barbecue has like its own thing, so I've never gotten it to go. We've always done the whole
make it yourself there. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
We don't get nice things like that. Oh, look, there's a bottle of Noblesse right behind me.
Look at that.
I totally looked the wrong way. But what else do we have? Oh, food pairings. We did kind of start talking about it, but so I have this whole thing before I had the baby. I wanted to create like how to pair things, like make it simple. And the three things I really like talking about is the acid in the wine, because that's really going to tell you a lot about what you should pair it with. There's three things that you should really look for: is acid, fat, and then sugar. Where did T go? Did you just disappear? Well, I'll just keep going. So basically, when you're trying this wine, because it's got some good acid on it, but it is not high as just having Sauvignon Blanc. So it's one thing that I find a lot of people do is they pair this with a high acid food that's too intense for this. So you just want to calm that down a little bit. But this is probably still higher than a lot of Bordeaux Blancs. So the best way to figure out how much acid is on your wine is when you actually take a sip of wine and you lean your head forward, you'll start to salivate, and that kind of helps you out to figure out how much acid is actually on a wine. And this is still probably medium plus, which is pretty high, but it's not so high that I would pair it with like something super acidic like a vinaigrette, but it would go great with a beurre blanc. And if you don't know what a beurre blanc is, it's a butter lemon sauce. And when it comes to white wines, I really like to talk to people about, I was like, where did you go? I'm just going to keep going.
I was like, let me like put myself down and like start commenting a little bit, but like teach me about the beurre blanc. It sounds interesting.
I think she'll come back. So beurre blanc is basically a white wine butter sauce. And it's made by taking some white wine and some vinegar, reducing it in a pan, and then throwing tons of like butter in it. And it's usually started with some shallots and thyme too. But you can really change that up and change different things and make all different types of beurre blancs. But a beurre blanc would go amazing with this because not only does it have acidity, but it has a creaminess that goes really well with the Sauvignon. So that's one thing that I would really talk about. The body on this is not very heavy. I think T said medium body. I would probably even say medium minus. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling. It might be medium minus, but I think I've been drinking a lot, so I'm gonna go with medium minus right now. But basically, you don't want anything too creamy because you want it to be able to hold up to the body of the wine. So a beurre blanc isn't as heavy as like, I don't know, chicken Alfredo, where it's like the whole dish is basically cream. A beurre blanc is just going to be a sauce on a fish. And so when I was trying this, of course, it is awesome with the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And yes, fight me on this. Popeyes is 10 times better than Chick-fil-A.
I've been saying that all week, but like, I think there's one food group I'm in, and there was like this argument. There's like Howlin' Rays was thrown in.
Howlin' Rays is delicious.
So we've tried a couple of times to go, but we haven't gone like early enough to not be in like a 2-hour line.
Okay, well, we'll go one day, and then we'll just have to bring something back for Justin. And go during a weekday because it's not as bad.
Yeah, on the weekend, literally 2 hours. But there's like, what's the place? I can't remember what the place is called, but across the street or across the little like way. It's in the one that we go to is, I don't know if there's multiple, but it's with Chinatown.
That really doesn't help me. The other day, somebody was like, "Yo, you know that Mexican restaurant on that street over there?" And I was like, no, that's literally what you just did.
Was that Killian? Because I feel like that's something you would.
It wasn't Killian, it was Garrett. But I was like, no, dude, but I don't know.
I feel like I think it's Chinatown. I don't know. I don't know what part of the city, but like, or near downtown area, I guess. I don't know where I live, but it's like in this little like 2-story thing, and there's like all these little shops around it. So there's like the Howlin' Rays, and then there is, I think it's called Lhasa, and it's a Filipino spot, and that's really good. It's got like some authentic stuff, and it's like the menu regularly changes based off like seasonal stuff, and it's all fresh and amazing. And they had what was it? Calamasi mimosas the last time we went, and that'll put you on your butt. So
it's amazing.
It's so good. So good. Jay's down for Korean barbecue, by the way.
Awesome. Enjoy while we sit here and eat from plastic containers. But so I would say a beurre blanc would go with it. The recipe that comes to mind is literally a grilled swordfish with a lemon beurre blanc on top and a shrimp and mango salsa. It's like all of the good things. There used to be this restaurant that made that, and they are now closed. But luckily, I can make it. I have this really like, my dad has it too, and I probably like learned this through like osmosis. But basically, I can go and eat something and then tell you exactly how it's made. I don't know how. It's just it's something that's like really weird. I guess it's like having a good palate, but literally it's amazing. And now that I had a baby, I can eat swordfish again. So that's actually something I'm going to do for date night this weekend. My husband doesn't know, but and I know he won't watch this because as much as he loves me, this is way too long for him to watch. But I will totally post that recipe on here after date night. But it's literally just a grilled swordfish, a shrimp. It has shrimp, cilantro, mango, and some jalapeno in the salsa. You put it on top, and then you put a lemon beurre blanc over it. He likes it with mashed potatoes, but it usually comes with risotto, or it usually came with risotto. And risotto is a lot harder to make, so I'm good with making mashed potatoes.
Do you have like an easy way to like legit mash them?
So my mother-in-law, and she's coming, we're doing Thanksgiving with them, not actual Thanksgiving, but we're doing a Thanksgiving a week before Thanksgiving with them. My mother-in-law makes the best mashed potatoes ever. Now, when it comes to like being in the kitchen, I can throw down way better than anybody. But legit cannot make mashed potatoes like she does. And she uses a freaking mixer. And I'm like, it is not possible to use a mixer without making them like glutinous and like all the gluten. Because what happens is they become really starchy and the glutens are released. But for some reason hers aren't, and I don't know what she does. But every single time she makes the best mashed potatoes. They are always creamy. They are never gluey. They are always perfect. And I think it's because she cooks the potatoes perfectly. And I think this is really important. And a lot of people have problems with that. But that's what she does. I personally probably overcook my potatoes, but I put them through a ricer so I don't get that glutinous stuff. And a ricer is basically, it has holes and you put it through and you just press it. Or you could use a food mill, and that's not going to make it as gluey either. But it's a lot of parts to clean. Like ricers and food mills are so much work. You can put them in the mixer and just take out that mixer, like blender, like the blade. And that's she literally puts like butter and milk and salt. And they're, I am such a snob when it comes to cooking. And as much as I love my mother-in-law, she's not a chef. I hope she doesn't watch this. But literally, these potatoes are like.
Well, doesn't her son have like a macaroni bowl?
Her son does have a macaroni bowl, and she makes lasagna with cheddar cheese, and my husband loves it.
Just cheddar?
I don't know. I don't think she uses mozzarella. Yeah, I think it's cheddar cheese. And my husband, like, I'm Italian, and y'all, I can throw down when it comes to Italian food, but my lasagna is nothing on his mom's, according to him. So we have my homemade pasta and my authentic mozzarella cheese. She uses ricotta and cheddar. I use ricotta, but it's cool. So.
I mean, I think that's basically like my mom uses that, but she gets all of the bag, like all of the different bags of cheeses, so it's like a blend.
She might use a blend, but I know there's cheddar in it, and I'm just like, I don't know
if there's cheddar in it, but like it's more. I think there's more shredded mozzarella and like other white.
I'm pretty sure my mother-in-law will not watch this, but my sister-in-law may. Don't tell your mom. We'll send you wine.
We're talking about a lasagna.
Because I know she will totally call me out and be like, what did you say?
What did you say?
And when she comes here, I would appreciate if she cooks half the time, because breastfeeding is a lot of work. And I don't feel like cooking all the time when and now I'm kind of fallen by the wayside when it comes to crock pot meals. So
didn't he have a cookbook?
Yeah, my grandma got him a cookbook, but he was like, these are all healthy. Threw it to the side. I'm like,
there's a stick of butter in it. It's fine.
So, but yes. So that was my pairing suggestion. We have totally gotten like off course by like 500%. I know it's because I've been drinking. And the great thing about this wine is I can continue to drink this. And I will wake up at 2 a.m. when she's ready to feed and not be a total raging Mino. I'm totally a mom now. Raging Mino.
The Vino Mino. I like it. I'm gonna pocket that one. The pairing recipe on the back of the card is like easy shrimp tacos. So I feel like we did talk about nachos earlier, but yeah, so in the same vein. And also says spicy dishes, sushi, talked about that, poultry, shellfish, and vegetarian dishes. So the grilled vegetables, we talked about all the things. Yeah.
I didn't even read that card. See, we're like on point, we rant too much. So if you don't like this, then I'm sorry.
Then you're not drinking wine. That's you don't like
us. Drink wine, and I'm telling you, this is going to be so entertaining for you while you watch it.
We're freaking hilarious if you drink wine. Oh my God.
Yeah. And if you have to join one of our like actual like virtual tastings that we have, heads up, if you're a part of the wine club, you can join the monthly virtual tasting for free, and it's super awesome. You can invite friends, and they get to come in for free too. It's incredible, and it's a lot of fun, and it's basically like this, but you get to be a part of it. And we talk about pairings, cooking, recipes, all of that stuff, and we give you details on all of that awesome stuff. I mean, it's the same with the cheese class. All of the cheese classes and all of that stuff, you get to be a part of all of that stuff for free as well if you're a wine club member. And you get to invite friends for free. So, I mean, like, it's win-win.
Drink with us.
It's a lot of fun. And the thing that I love about it is you can have friends on different sides of the world and you all get to like come in and do it with us. And it's a lot of fun. So like, come drink with us and like, please entertain me. I don't get out of this house. I literally wear shirts that say like awesome wine stuff and I have to stay in my house. Nobody gets to read them.
So, I leave my house, but you know, I don't have real friends.
I did leave the house this morning for a chicken sandwich. That's the extent of me leaving houses.
I love it.
But yeah.
All right, friends.
I think we covered all of the things.
All of the things. Thanks so much for hopping on. I know we were a little squirrely tonight. You know, this is what happens when we take one for the team and we try all the things during the day. Happy Wine Wednesday. And, you know, maybe not invite people to see this particular video, but see, like, you know, the group is full of fun things. So if you know people that like wine, invite them to party along with us. Come drink with us. That should be our hashtag. Hashtag come drink with us.
And if you do invite people to watch this, probably watch party it with them and drink some wine because it'll make it way easier.
Yeah. Tell them to drink all of the wine.
Yeah, this is way longer than most of our stuff. How long is this? It's usually 20 minutes.
Right now, my clock says 51:25.
Yeah, this is like a half an hour over. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry, not sorry, because you're probably not going to make it to this point by the replay.
Yes. Who wants a cooking class? yes.
So yes. I was going to say we need to post. We'll post it like as a poll later, but like totally, who wants a cooking class? Because I feel like, especially this time of year, especially for our wine club members, we're adding more fun things to do. So I think a cooking class would be a part of that.
We should ask for suggestions on other things too, because we have tons of creative people who are a part of this business who totally come on and do some awesome stuff with y'all. So yeah. We could probably even get my grandma to come do flower arranging classes.
I love it.
Her, you know, beer pong and vodka lady.
I forgot about that story already. I love it. She's a champion.
She's a lush. I'm going to be just like her.
I was going to say, she's everything that I want to be when I grow up. 100%.
My husband said he married me because he knew I'd be just like my grandma. I married him because I knew he would look just like his dad when he was old. It sounds so weird.
I love her. Oh my gosh. She does all the things. She's so fun. All right. Thanks so much, friends. Have an awesome rest of your Wines Day and catch you, I don't know, tomorrow, later this week. We'll be posting. Keep an eye out and then definitely see you next week for another rendition of Wine 101 Wednesday. What's the wine next week?
It's Red Bordeaux.
Red Bordeaux. Totally. Yeah. Anyway, I pulled it out just to remember and I totally didn't. All right. Later, friends.
Bye.